Hi, I'm Darrell Sanchez. I invented a unique somatic therapy tool called the tuning board, and I'm here to tell you more about it. Welcome. I just wanted to present some ideas about how I found the tuning board is really helpful in a yoga practice. This is Emily, and she will be demonstrating a few yoga postures. So where I found the tuning board, being an unstable surface, has a lot of value for yoga is in several different ways. One is it helps develop a sense of mindfulness, because when we're on an unstable surface, we have to be so much more present about what's happening in our body, about what's happening with our balance, and what's happening inside the posture. Another way that this tuning board and the challenge of an unstable surface in the yoga posture is valuable is that it helps us to deepen our experience and our ability to bring some symmetry into our yoga postures. Doing something on one side and then the other on a moving surface shows more readily and more fully how we may be different on one side and the other in terms of our skill and balance. The third way has to do with moving in and out of postures. And again, back to presence and how we can stay in the forming into the posture and coming back out and coming back into a centered place and moving to the next. So with that in mind, we're going to have Emily demonstrate a few postures, and we're going to watch how she manages this unstable surface. So, first, getting on. Basically, Emily's going to step on, and we're going to center her feet. We're going to center her foot position so there's no tilt bias to the tuning board. It's not leaning one side when she stands, not leaning one side to the other side or back or front. But when she's standing on the tuning board, the whole board tends to go down evenly, and then it can move in any plane by the weight of the person's body in gravity. So right now, Emily has a basic position for mountain pose with feet close together. And you can see the board is moving, and you can see the board is going down evenly on every side. And so we'll just watch how she's managing and how she moves through this posture in the mountain pose. We can see that very deeply inside her body, she's working at a deep level to manage the movement and the posture itself. I'm sure many of you are familiar with yoga on a paddleboard, and this is a very similar experience. And now Emily is going to demonstrate a tree pose. In order to do that, we need to change the foot position. So she's going to pick which foot she wants to do and center that foot again so that the whole tuning board goes down together. And then it can move in any plane. And from there, she starts her presence, her awareness, and that deep work of balance in her nervous system. And coming out of a posture is as important as going in. So how she negotiates when she's fulfilled a posture and then returning back to center. In order for us to have the value is we're going to do the other side, And this gives us feedback in terms of that element of symmetry that I was referring to before. Because the surface is moving continually, it's feeding back information without stopping. And each side of her body that's doing this posture on one leg is informing her if it's similar or different than the other leg. And now we'll do a more difficult posture, one that's a little more challenging. We're going to do what's known as a dancer pose. So Emily's going to change her orientation. Center one foot. The constant motion of the tuning board is giving her feedback and information about her experience in this posture. It's more challenging than if it were on a fixed surface. Coming out of the posture. Do you dare try the other side? We're going to do the other side because of that aspect of symmetry. I want you to notice, if you get a sense of how deeply Emily is engaged in the posture, in her presence, in her awareness, in her mindfulness. Beautiful. Now we're going to have Emily orient back to the front again for stand. Back to the original posture. Centering. We find that peaceful center place, and then we'll have her slowly come forward. And then just feel now what it's like to be on a non-moving surface. Taking some nice, full, deep, calming, centering breaths. And that's it. Yoga on a tuning board. To learn more about the tuning board, go to www.tuningboard.org and enjoy your dance with gravity.